So back a couple years ago, I felt like I'd kind of hit rock bottom and I had no idea where to even go, where to even attempt to try to push towards. It just felt like I was trapped in this box and there was no clues or idea or anything as to what I could even do to get myself out of the situation. So what this video is basically steps to getting out of that and what worked for me personally for getting out of rock bottom. So, first kind of thing is knowing where you're at in your current stage. Like, you have to kind of take account of what your current situation is. And for me, what worked really well was pen and paper and writing stuff down and just letting words flow, and there's no wrong answers. Like, it doesn't matter if it looks stupid on the paper, just like writing out what you think during the current time. So, how I kind of look at it is if you're dropped in a forest somewhere, you're going to have zero direction, like even knowing how to get out of there. But if you know where you're at first, then maybe you can kind of get an idea of where you need to start heading towards. So, write it out. And if you don't know where you're at in your current situation, then you have to just take it at very, very literal face value. And you have to be very, very honest with yourself. Like, you can't be super negative about, oh, yeah, no, I suck so bad at everything. There are things you're good at. And if you really, really think that there's nothing that you're good at, like, you're fucking great at standing up, walking around, drinking water. Like, it doesn't matter even if it's like the smallest thing. You're good at stuff. You have to be honest about what you're good at. Same with not over recognizing yourself either. So you can't be like, oh yeah, I'm a dog at this, dog at this, dog at this, dog at like you're not, and in everything. It's just you have to be brutally honest with what your situation currently is. Meditate on it, pray if that's your thing. That helped me a lot figuring out where you're at currently. Write that all down. The next thing to go to from after you've kind of figured out where you're at in your current process is where you want to go to. And something that really helped me out is writing in the present tense. And you don't have to do this, but writing in the present tense, like what I wanted to be in 5, 10, whatever timeline amount of years it was. So it would be stuff like, you know, I am this successful, and you put like an actual number to it. So it'd be like, I am a millionaire at 18, which obviously didn't happen, but I'm a millionaire at 18. I drive this car. I do these things with my day. I work out consistently. I eat healthy. Like, that's just what I did. You just have to write out the person that you want to be in the future at some point. And if you don't know where you want to be, because that was a big problem for me, kind of starting out, was like I didn't even know where I wanted to be. I just could not figure out at all like what I even wanted to accomplish. One of my favorite quotes, which I think I've mentioned previously in a different video, which I'm gonna name this completely wrong, but it's from this book called "The Boy, the Horse, the Fox, and the Mole," or something similar. There's like 4 entities. I don't know the order. But basically, there's this passage in the book. Again, I'm going to misquote it a lot. But the boy and the horse, they're in this forest. And the boy says to the horse, I can't see a way through. The horse says back, can you see your next step? Boy replies, yes. And so the horse says, just take that. And sorry I'm being a cornball, but it's 100% true. If you don't know where you want to go years and years down the road, you just have to figure out the next thing that you want to do. Like, it doesn't have to be anything huge. It can literally just be something as like, I feel like a 2 out of 10 every day. I want to feel like a 3 out of 10. Like, something as simple as that. So you got where you're at currently and where you want to go, or at least your next step. Next thing you need to do, which is probably the hardest part of this, at least it was for me, because it requires a lot of like, you can't just like write it down. You have to internalize a lot of it and then write it down. But number 3, third step is finding your why. And what that basically means is like, why do you even want to get from this bad situation to this great person that you want to be in the future? And for some people that can be really, really obvious, and for some people not so much. It's kind of like I don't really see a reason to keep going. um, Everything's kind of hope based though. So if you have hope, you have this motivation to get forward to your next thing. um, it's something to fall back onto. So for some people, maybe it's because they want to retire their mom, maybe it's because they want to take care of their siblings, or maybe it's just something that you want to do for yourself. And I think it's a really, really good thing to be selfish about this, like in getting yourself out of this terrible position that you're in. I think you should 100% be selfish, just because it's kind of like an airplane's going down deal and you need to put your own mask on before helping your kid. You have to be able to take care of yourself before taking care of other people. Um, you like if you feel like you're putting others in a bad position by fixing yourself and bettering yourself, that's not the case. Like if you truly want to help other people and not damage them by fixing yourself, it doesn't it doesn't work. Like, how do I even put this into perspective? It's like a broken wrench trying to tighten a bolt. Like, the shit doesn't work. You have to fix the wrench first, then you can do it. Or like the quote from Abraham Lincoln, where it's like, I don't remember how many hours it is, but he's like, oh yeah, if I have 6 hours to cut down a tree, I'm gonna spend the first 5 sharpening my axe. Something to that extent. I don't remember what the actual quote is, but you catch my drift. You have to help yourself first. Um, and if you don't, like, if you really, really can't figure out why you want to keep pushing and what that thing is that you're going to fall back onto, I don't blame you. I couldn't either. I couldn't figure out why I even wanted to keep going, but what I did know is what I absolutely hated. So it's just the opposite of what you really, really want. It's what you really, really hate. So my motivator was not feeling this way, because feeling this way sucked so bad and I despised it and I hated it and I didn't want to feel like this at all. So that was my motivators. Don't go back to this. Get as far away from this as possible. So that was the thing that kind of kept me going. And if you still can't find anything that you feel very strongly about, either really, really care about or really, really hate, I would talk to somebody who's not like making YouTube videos. Where are my next key points? Okay, so fourth thing to do, you got where you're at currently, where you're going to, and why you're going there. Now you get to work backwards. So you're going to take another piece of paper or whatever works best for you. Again, big pen and paper guy, or pencil or whatever. I don't know. I like doing pen just so it's permanent. I can't like get rid of it. It's my 100% thought process. But yeah, pen and paper. You got to work backwards. So you have this big goal down at the bottom of your sheet, and then up at the top, it's who you are currently. And then in between the two, you have to kind of write out what all the things are that are stopping you from being that person's, terrible sleep schedule. I don't go to the gym. I don't do this. I don't do that. I don't eat healthy. I don't, whatever that list may be in there, it's all the things stopping you from being this person. And then all those things in the center, another sheet of paper, you got to rake them from easiest to hardest, or I'm gonna go hardest at top down to the easiest. So just minimum amount of effort, maximum amount of effort. Then you go to that very, very simple one down the bottom, like literally the easiest thing to do, and break that down into really extremely easy steps. And this is what worked for me. So one of the things that was like really easy for me to do was journaling, just because it's like this. You just sit down and you just start writing. I mean, it's like praying was really easy as well. And like going to the gym, that may not be for some people, but it was literally like on my way to work and I really didn't have an excuse not to go. But like back to journaling, that's the easiest thing on my list. So I'm going to take that. If you want to do another piece of paper on the same one, whatever, write out ridiculously easy steps that you like cannot fail at. Like they're completely foolproof. Like I got down to the point where it was literally like, and I don't have the paper on me, it's somewhere over there in that filing thing. But it got ridiculously simple. It was like the step was like walk over to desk, pick up pencil, pick up notebook, set notebook down, open notebook, take pencil, write date, write about day, or whatever it was. It was so ridiculously simple. It's kind of like I don't know if you've ever done that science experiment in like one of your classes where they're like, explain how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but you have to write the steps out for it. And it's like you have to be so ridiculously like detailed and like simple. It's like take knife, open peanut butter jar. And then if you fuck up and say something like put knife in peanut butter, there's a bunch of videos like on this online. I sound like a crazy person talking about this, but you see parents like messing with their kids. They put it in, they start fucking it up real bad just because the steps aren't simple. You have to make the steps extremely simple and something that is like 100% you can do it. Like you'd have to be not there to like not be able to do the shit. Sorry, went off on a little bit of a tangent, but you kept my drift. You just really, really simple steps. That's all it takes. And then once you've got that and formed it as a consistent habit and like you're journaling every single day or whatever your super easy task is, then move on to the next one. Once you like 100% know that, yes, I can do this consistently every day, then you move to the next one. It's now I want to start meditating or whatever it may be. And then you write out the super, super easy, simple steps that you can't miss for that and go from there. And you don't even have to do your whole list. And this is kind of step 5 of my thing. It's literally just repeating, rinse and repeat. It only took me about 3 or 4 steps to build enough proof for myself that I can put consistent effort towards something and it actually yields a result. So by journaling, I legitimately saw my mental health go up. By going to the gym, I legitimately saw actual progress in my physique, like literally just doing it a couple times and realizing that you can actually make a change if you apply yourself to something was enough to get me out of that rock bottom feel. And it gave me that hope again of like, oh, I can actually do something if I try at it. And for me, that was how I got out of rock bottom. And I really hope that works for you. So like, feel free to try it. Yeah, that's kind of all we got. Yeah, so kind of like I mentioned earlier, I've not always been this person that I am right now. So if you want to check out like more of the stuff like this, there's more stuff on the channel of me just like talking and just saying random bullshit. I kind of want to do more like stuff like this where I'm just like giving steps and ideas of like how you can get yourself out of certain situations or how to do this or how to sort of stuff. There's a lot of me just like fucking yapping on this as well, but yeah, if you like this, feel free to let me know. Not because like I don't give a shit about subscribers or like any of that stuff, but like if this is something that legitimately helps you, if you want to see like something specific, just because like that's something I can help out with, would love to. But yeah, that's my spiel. So thanks for listening. Hope you enjoy your night, and best of luck to you if you are in that pit right now. I believe in you. Enjoy your night.